The Irish potato is increasingly becoming an important food source in Kenya, edging its way into the number 2 slot in terms of the importance on the plate. Total production is now estimated at 3 million tons, 90% of which is consumed at home. This then leaves the processing industry with only 10% to share amongst themselves. The greatest challenge that processors face is the quality of potatoes available to them for processing. Though there are enough potatoes in the country during harvesting, the varieties do not meet specifications required for making chips and crisps.
Ile viazi naona inafanya vizuri kabisa ni sherekea. Ila soko yake ni mbofu. Hawaipendi kwa matumishi, sijui mara wanasema sijui ni nyekundu kwa ngozi ama nini.
This is a demo plot at the Sirikwa ADC farm here in Molo, whereby the Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service is testing pretty much every single potato variety that we have here in Kenya. And today they are holding a demo and a farmer field day to get the farmers to familiarize themselves with all these varieties and to also see how these varieties perform under different conditions here in the country. But then the most popular variety of all the varieties we have in the country, the most popular one is this one over here, which is known as Shangi, which is the variety that farmers like the most. And if you look at the notices here that Kefis has put, it says that this variety is used for chips and table use. Now, if you look at the variety, this is what it looks like. And the skin looks kind of red, and if you cut through, the flesh also looks a little bit red. And even though farmers like this, processors don't really like these potatoes because, one, if you look at the eyes, they look very deep, and processors say that such potato then means you'll make a loss when you cut through it because a lot of it will be wasted in the peeling. And also the red flesh means that this potato has a high sugar content and therefore not exactly fit for processing.
The reason is of Shangi moving also very fast is because normally that Shangi is a very short dormancy period. In other words, as soon as you harvest it, 1 month later it's already sprouted and ready for planting. So in a year, with good rains, you can actually have 3 crops on the same piece of land as opposed to the other variety.
These challenges have pushed many processors, mostly multinationals, to import the potatoes they process for chips and crisps.
Those our hospitality industry, particularly like the Kentucky Fried Chicken, the Subway, and the Pizza, they have what they call their standard way of how that potatoes are produced, and they have standard varieties they have actually identified themselves with. So the reason why they're importing is those varieties have not been grown in the country. That's why they are not using ours.
The government is, however, optimistic that soon Kenya will be able to fully satisfy its potato demands, taking away the need for imports. Just 2 weeks ago, the Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service released 32 new varieties made specifically for either chips or crisps, and a few others for table use. This release now brings the total number of potato varieties available in the country to 52.
We expect maybe in the next 5 years we'll be having quite a substantive amount of the seed potatoes.
The difference for the chip varieties is that they're usually oblong. Okay, they're large and oblong. So that then we remove the peels, you can actually make long strides, and those are very good for chips. Now for crisps, you require a round variety. Now the difference between the two is that this one has high moisture content, actually low dry matter, and this one has a high dry matter, so that it does not take a lot of oil.
Soko imekuwa pana, soko inaendelea kupanuka. Investors nao ndio wengi wanaendelea tena kukuja kununua hizi mbegu kwa sababu ya kutengeneza crisps na kutengeneza tena viazi za processing. Tunaona mahali tunaelekea siku baya sana kama mahali tumetoka.
Kefi says that these potatoes have also been bred to be superior in terms of yield, given that the current average farmer yield is just 7 tons per hectare. Zeynab Wandati, NTV, for Food Friday.